Whoa, it's me. After taking what feels like a forever and a half long break, but in all reality, I literally did a video on the last card. I just didn't react to it after the fact. Which, speaking of, Volk is the GOAT. Who would have seen that coming? Actually crazy. Aside from that, I did really, really, really bad on the card because I kept fucking fence sitting and whatever. Tried to make the smart pick. I'll learn from bedtime MMA, and I'm gonna go with my gut forever after this. But here's my first real gut card, I guess. This is UFC Fight Night, Kansas City, Missouri. Ian Gary versus Carlos Prates. I'm gonna be giving my predictions breakdown, starting with the first fight. Most of these fights suck though, so my job is easy and it's fine. There's not going to be a lot of research or in-depth predictions analysis because this card kind of fell apart low-key, but it's okay. Let's start with the first fight, which is Chelsea Chandler versus Jocelyn Edwards. Obviously, Jocelyn Edwards is probably going to win this, right? She's a minus 300 favorite. I haven't seen anybody pick against her. Chelsea Chandler runs from people. She's literally not even good. Jocelyn Edwards, Panama Queen. Really, enough said. I don't know if you want an in-depth breakdown of this, go watch MMA Guru, because for some reason he acts like all these fights are good. Moving on to the next fight, Roberto Romero versus Timmy Kwamba. I'm going to go with Roberto Romero. Timmy Kwamba, he just doesn't seem to be on the UFC level really as much as Roberto Romero. I know that they're both unwinned in the UFC, so technically what I just said doesn't make any sense and is actually dumb. But Timmy Kwamba, he wins his way into the UFC off Tough Enough, which is crazy. He didn't even go on Contender Series or Tough. He went on Tough Enough, but whatever. It's like getting signed to the UFC off looking for a fight, but whatever. Moving on. He lost. He's lost twice now. He's joined the UFC and he went from 8-1 to 8-3. Roberto Romero, on the other hand, he short notice tried to fight David Onama. Looked, it doesn't matter. I think if you think he looks good or looked bad in that fight, you're kind of slow because 1 day notice is never a good way to look at somebody because David Onama wasn't prepared for him. He wasn't prepared for David Onama. Look at Jordan Vucenic or whatever. I'm picking Roberto Romero. I think he's going to win. I just think he's more UFC caliber than Timmy Kwamba. Moving on. What are these people's names? Jacqueline Emmeram. That's funny. A couple Jacquelines on this card. That was my grandmother's name. Versus Pollyanna Viana. Minus 950 favorite. I know that this isn't necessarily the thing that I should be going off of, but it's going to be the thing that I'm going off of. There's literally, do you understand how high of a favorite minus 950 is? That means if you bet $100 on, I almost said that wrong. That means you would have to bet $950 on Jacqueline Emmeram money line to win $100 back. So you would give them $950 and then she wins and then they give you $950 back and then you profit a whole $100. Whereas Pollyanna Viana, you bet $100, they give you $550. Just a little, gambling PSA for all the people who don't really know how odds works. But yeah, look at these stats. I know that, again, that's another bad thing, but whatever. This is my YouTube channel. Fuck off. Higher significant strikes, higher accuracy. Normally that doesn't even line up. Higher takedowns, higher submissions, everything. Jacqueline's just... She takes her career more seriously, is what I heard from Mr. Guru. Oh, the odds keep moving on this next fight. Moving on, fucking Malcolm Wellmaker versus Cameron Simon. I'm going with Cameron Simon. I'm not letting the derailment of hype get to me. This kid's only 24 years old. You understand? I'm 23 years old, okay? So me and Cameron Simon would literally be friends. Like, unironic. He is my age. We went to school together if I was in fucking South Africa. But, I get it. He lost to Peyton Talbot. He lost to, Christian Rodriguez, but neither of those are really bad losses. Christian Rodriguez is looking really, really good recently. In Payne Talbot, I know that he got fraud checked, but Cameron Simon kind of weirdly lunged into him. It was like a cherry picked, exactly made for a Peyton Talbot clip. But yeah, I don't know. I'm picking Cameron Simon. I think he's the smarter fighter. I think he's the more experienced fighter. I think his camp is better. I don't know. I just think his preparation is going to be a lot better for a fight like this. I don't think Malcolm Wellmaker really has this level of experience. He's coming off the Contender Series, which another, keep shouting out the way bigger YouTubers than me. Bedtime May put it really well when he said, this Malcolm Wellmaker is one of those people that it's like, I watched the Contender Series. You're fucking lying to me. Who is this guy? Where did he come from? I've never heard of this guy before in my entire life. You're not doing this to me. But yeah, I'm going with Cameron Simon. I don't know. I just think he got it. That's one of the closest fights. It's actually even odds for Cameron Simon, which another gambling tip: never, ever, 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 ever bet on somebody who has even odds. That's actually a waste of money. Moving on, though, Damon Blackshear versus Alan Tangali. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, I might have to drop out of the running. I can't do these names. Damon Blackshear's winning, though, obviously. I mean, what are we talking about here? This guy only has one name. What is he supposed to do against Damon Blackshear? So, I don't know. I mean, 16-7-1, 17-9-2. A little bit more experience on the but yeah, I don't know. Damon Blackshear, he's good. He's got a lot of hype behind him. He beat who did he beat? Cody Stamann. He subbed him pretty early on, right? Yeah, the first round. So he's not bad. He also subbed Cody Gibson, lost to Montel Jackson, lost to Mario Batista. Had a draw with Yusuf Zalal. Yeah, he's not bad. He's had some fights, This he lost. Oh no. Oh no. Damon Blackshear lost to Chris Moutinho? No way. Why hasn't anybody said that? Chris Moutinho sucks. What has this guy done since he fought Oh, okay, so he lost to Sean O'Malley, he lost his next fight, and then he's actually undefeated since back on the regional scene. Unfortunate, man. You got your 2 shots in the UFC. You looked decent against Sean O'Malley, even though you didn't land a significant strike, it felt like. And then you immediately lost your next fight to show that you're not actually UFC caliber. Whatever. Rest in peace, Chris Moutinho. That does lower my confidence a little bit in Damon Blackshear, but I'm still going to pick him. I'm not that Asian biased to where I'm going to go against or, pick this random guy. Moving on to the next fight, Chris Gutierrez versus John Castaneda. Hardcore Janitor watchers are going to remember that this was actually on my first video. This exact fight. Not my first video, but one of my first videos was this fight. And I'm picking John Castaneda again. I don't even remember what my reasoning was back then, but I picked John Castaneda back then, and I'm going to pick John Castaneda back now, back now, yeah, whatever. Moving on, John Castaneda is that guy. I like John Castaneda. He actually is unironically underrated. John Castaneda is really good, and Chris Gutierrez isn't. So, really just by that logic, I'm going to pick John Castaneda. Moving on, what's this guy's name? Evan Elder versus Gage Young. This is an interesting fight in the way that I don't know who either of those people are. Evan Elder, I'll pick, I guess. He's 28 to Gage Young's 24. Isn't this like a day notice for Gage Young? Yeah, because that Middle Eastern pedo was supposed to be Evan Elder's opponent. Yeah, I'm going to pick Evan Elder. Gage Young, I like, but a day's notice is crazy. Matt Schnell versus James Flick. Or this James Flick. That's so funny. I just did the Timothy Cuomba thing from Google. Jimmy Flick is the guy's name. I think Jimmy is going to flick Matt Schnell right in the stupid forehead. I know that he's a plus 215 dog, which is a little high, but I don't know. Matt Schnell is garbage. Can we all agree on that? Matt Schnell literally isn't even good. Jimmy Flick also isn't that good. I get it. But Matt Schnell he's lost 4 of his last 5. That's terrible. He's only won 2 of his last 8. Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And he only has 2 wins. Jesus Christ, Matt Schnell. How are you in the UFC? And then hang on, let me just look at my boy James, my Jimbo over here. What are you right? You've been trading wins and losses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and he has won 5 fights in his last 8. So, yeah, I don't know. I think Jimmy Flick. He's gonna flick the bean that is Matt Schnell right in his stupid face. I don't know. I'm picking Jimmy Flick. Moving on. Finally starting this main card. Ikram Aliskerov versus Andre Muniz. This is an interesting one because I get it. Like, okay, Andre Muniz, he kind of fumbled a little bit, right? Like, he lost to Brendan Allen, he lost to Paul Craig. I get it. But before that, can we remind ourselves of how good everybody thought he was? Like, back when he broke Jacare's arm, and then he broke... Was it Eric Anders? Or was it somebody else? Was it Eric Anders or was it this Bartosh guy? Whatever, I don't know. He broke 2 people's arms in a row. Andre Muniz did, and it was kind of goated. But then he lost to Brandon Allen back when we thought Brandon Allen was good. He lost to Paul Craig when we thought Paul Craig's middleweight run was going to be the truth. And then he beat Junion Park, which obviously that doesn't mean anything. Ikram, on the other hand, he's only lost to, like, literal goats. He lost to Hamzat Chimaev and Robert Whitaker. So I get it. Ikram's better. Ikram's most likely going to win. He's the minus 550 dog. I am picking Ikram. But this is one of those fights, man. I don't want to be like that. And I hate fence sitting or whatever. But this is Andre Muniz, like... Brazil versus Russia is closer than y'all think. You know, every single one of these points or fights really is like the flip of a coin. Okay, I get it that especially recently, historically speaking, Russia is on top, and more often than not, Russia beats the Brazilian guys because they're able to just kind of lay on top of them and neutralize the jiu-jitsu. That doesn't always happen, and yeah, I don't know. Muniz has a reach advantage. Muniz has really, really sneaky submissions. He is really good on his back. His takedowns are bad, but he's not... Is he going to have to take down Ikram, you stupid fuck? Like, come on. Ikram's going to shoot the takedown on him. I don't know. Yeah, I'm picking... I'll shut up. I'm almost about to talk myself into picking Andre Muniz. I'm picking Ikram against Andre Muniz for the sake of I want my channel's record to be good. Moving on, Randy Brown versus Nicholas Dalby. Never heard Nicholas Dalby before. Who have you fought, Nicholas Dalby? You have fought Gabriel Bonfim, Renat, whoever the fuck that is, Warley Alves, okay, Tim Means, okay, D-Rod, okay, Alex Oliveira, okay. So you fought some people actually. Is this a short notice fight or has this been here the whole time? Randy Brown got beat by Brian Battle, but I think that people say that Brian Battle lost that fight. Did he not? He lost to JDM, beat Chaos Williams, beat Jared Gooden, beat Alex Oliveira, lost to Luque, beat Warley Oliveira's, lost to Nico Price, lost to Bilal. I don't know, this is one of those things where it's like Randy Brown really loses every single important fight that he's ever been in. How important is this fight? Oh, Nicholas Dalby's 40 years old. Randy Brown's got this. He's cooked. Never mind. Moving on. Michel Pereira versus Abbas Magomedov. This is another one of those, Mike. Oh, okay. He's actually the favorite. Yeah, I think Michel Pereira can win this one, man. Abbas, well, no, I don't know, because he didn't gas out against Bruno Ferreira, right? He only gassed out against Sean Strickland. I don't know. I didn't watch the Cal Borralho fight. I know he very almost lost to Bruno Ferreira. Bruno Ferreira was beating his ass. So if Michel Pereira can, or Mikel, however you pronounce it, can make it dirty, make it goofy as all hell, yeah, I think Mikel Pereira. That's another thing. People keep talking about bro, neither of these guys have a gas tank. This fight is going to be amazing for the first round, and it's going to suck for the next 10 minutes. Can we, let's be real. Anyway, I'm picking Mikel Pereira. This is a biased pick. He's one of the first people that, I don't know, I followed on Instagram, as stupid as that sounds, because I was a fan of UFC for years and years and years and years before I realized that I could use social media to my benefit. It was Mikael Pereira and fucking Jalen Turner were the two like up and coming rookies that I followed on Instagram way back in the day. But yeah, anyway, it's just I figured that was funny to say. But moving on, Giga Chikadze versus David Onama. Come on, man. Come on. Why is he even an underdog? Giga Chikadze wins this fight. David Onama's not that good. Giga, come on. Just a couple years ago, we were acting like he was the second coming of like Benson Henderson or something like that. He was just goated with the kicks. He lost to Arnold Allen. He lost to Calvin Kattar. He won against a pretty good-looking Alex Caceres. He won against Edson Barboza, Cub Swanson, few people. I don't know. Remember the Giga kick, guys? Come on. we can't forget the Giga kick. Come on. And plus, Georgia is just kind of on top right now. If you want to be racist about it, like the nationality thing, Georgia's just really running through things right now. I don't think David Onama has much of a chance to beat Giga Chikadze. Man, I'm so tired. I keep like doing this thing where I start talking quietly and mumbling, and I can see that my microphone isn't picking my voice up as much when I do that. I'm sorry, guys. Hopefully, quality of videos will get better as time goes on, maybe. Moving on to the next one, though. Anthony Smith versus Yao Ming. Obviously, this is another Yao Ming is going to win. Anthony Smith, he doesn't have a family left to defend ever since he left the Believe You Me podcast with Michael Bisping. He, I don't know. He's just, be an analyst. This is another thing. Leave a comment. Who thinks that Anthony Smith will be allowed to be an analyst long term now that he's done fighting? Because I think that the only reason they like him as an analyst is because every now and then they can advertise an Anthony Smith fight. Because he's not really, like, he's good or whatever, right? But he's not even better than, like, Michael Chiesa, at being an analyst. So I think after he retires, give it, like, maybe a year, maybe a little bit more, maybe more than a year, but not that long. And suddenly Anthony Smith isn't going to be a part of the broadcast booth anymore. He's not going to be part of the filler squad for when an unexpected first round finish just happened. But yeah, anyway, Anthony Smith is going to get sent packing. Sorry, bud. You might have to make your pregnant girlfriend go buy spaghetti with quarters again, because UFC's not paying your dinners no more. Moving on. Ian Machado Ferry versus Carlos Prates. Sorry, I had to do it. I don't understand the Ian Gary disrespect for real. Like, obviously, okay, hang on, no, I do get it. But, like, no, it's because most people don't care enough, and that's why I'm only seeing the opinions of fools. Carlos Prates, for real, unironically, obviously, hasn't fought anyone even remotely as good as Ian Gary. Like, are we being serious by even comparing these two? Neil Magny to Ian Gary? Are we being serious? The Leech to Ian Gary? Charles Radke, Trevin Giles to Ian Gary? You know what I mean? And that's his entire UFC career. Other than him beating Mitch Ramirez on the Contender Series, other than that, Carlos Prates literally, he hasn't fought anybody. Now, Ian Gary, he hasn't gotten a finish in so long. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Ian Gary hasn't gotten a finish. Oh, he didn't finish Shavkat? My bad. Oh, he didn't finish Michael Page? My bad. Oh, he didn't finish Jeff Neal? My bad. Fucking Neil Magny, he actually probably should have finished Jeff Neal and Neil Magny, but my bad. Finished D-Rod, finished Son Keenan, finished Gabe Green, finished Darian Weeks, finished Jordan Williams. What are we talking about? Ian Gary, I keep seeing these pictures of like the screenshots, like clip farming, of Ian Gary getting punched a couple of times throughout his fight. Carlos Prates, what are you even, come on, man. Ian Gary's grappling is definitely going to be on par, if not better, than Carlos Prates. Do you guys really think that Ian Gary is going to let Carlos Prates... Like, okay, I get that he was pushed up against the cage for a very long time against Shavkat. Carlos Prates doesn't necessarily push people up against the fence as much as he goes for, like, very traditional Muay Thai clinches and tries to get knees and elbows, right? I don't think he's going to be able to do that against Ian Gary. I think Ian Gary is a good bit longer. No, he's not. Carlos Prates has 4 inches on him. That's a little bit insane. But regardless, I think Ian Gary, I don't know. I think that in the striking, it's going to be really close. I think all of it's going to be close. It's going to be a close fight, obviously. But 27-31, Ian Gary, I don't know. I'm picking Ian Gary. That's the moral of the story with all of this. I know that I'm almost outing myself as a Fighting Nerds hater. I love CP just as much as the next guy. Come on, you know. But I think Ian Gary's really being disrespected in this fight. I don't think people are giving him the proper credit. I don't think people are really understanding how, bro, he almost fought Shavkat, Buckley, and Carlos Prates short notice. Ian Gary, he's a fighter. You know, he's ready for this shit. I'm not going to be surprised if Carlos Prates wins, but I think Ian Gary is going to win this fight. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Compare your picks to mine, all that good stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I'm always bad at ending these videos. I'll make a reaction video to this. Hopefully, I'm going to try to be more consistent about uploading these because I've been really freaking terrible about this. But, you know, it is what it is.